Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Farzy Show. My name is Marc Farzetta here at the Steven Singer Studios. Guess who we're going to talk to today? And I just want to kind of lay it out for you how this kind of went down. So as I mentioned yesterday that I was going to have my friend Hollis Thomas on the show, and I'm going to go ahead and sum it up for you. I'll start at the end. As I always tell my wife when she starts the story, please start at the end. And here's the end. Hollis will be on the show today. So I have Hollis. Now, how this came to be is funny just because it's so Hollis. So last time he hit me up, or I hit him up to come on the show. And I said, hey, could you come on around like 8 o'clock, tape an interview? And he's like 8 o'clock. How about 7:30? He's like, because I have a friend coming over at 7, and then I have another friend coming over at 8. Yeah, friend. That's it. So I can do an interview at 7:30. I was like, God bless you, Hollis. You're the man. That'd be great. So sure enough, he comes on the show. He was awesome last time he was on with us. And then this time around, I text him. I text him at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And I go, hey, man, you still good for an interview today? Nothing. Radio silence. So I go out. I have to do an event last night. I'm on the way back. And before I get in the car, I shoot him a text. And I say, hey, man, I'm still up for an interview if you are. Silence. I go ahead and I book our dear friend Jeff Mosher from Inside the Birds. And just as Jeff is saying yes to the interview, this is about literally like 8 o'clock at night. He's being a great guy and helping us out. Just as he is telling me, hey, man, yeah, I can do it. Hollis gets back to me at 9 o'clock and says, hey, brother, sorry, just woke up. I can come on with you in a couple minutes. And I go, what were you doing? I was like, second thought, I don't want to know. Just great. Thank you. So Hollis will be on the show, long story short, because he woke up at the crack of 9 p.m. to do an interview. And it's not just Hollis that's going to be joining us. If you follow him and the Green Legion people, the awesome people of Green Legion, not just Hollis will be on the show. Not just Tank will be on the show. Disco Tank will be on the show today. So it's like 2 tanks for the price of 1. We don't pay these people anything anyway, but doesn't matter. He'll be on the show. And I'm so glad that we were able to get him today because Fletcher Cox, I'm going to go ahead and paraphrase this. I'll start at the end with Jonathan Gannon's defensive scheme. Hates it. I'm sitting there and I'm questioning my life when I'm watching this press conference yesterday with Fletcher Cox. And you can tell he doesn't like what he's being asked to do in this defense. And the other part of it, he doesn't even like this defense. I don't even think it's so much about his assignment. I think it's that everything else in this defense just sucks. And when he gets asked the question, I'll let you hear straight from the horse's mouth. I'll let you hear Fletcher Cox himself yesterday because there's 3 little snippets of this press conference, and he only addressed the media for like 5 minutes yesterday. But there's 3 little snippets from this press conference to make you go, all right, look. I am never going to be on an athlete's side that is saying, to hell with all this, I need to worry about me first. Like, I don't like that. I can't stand it. You're playing a team sport. You knew that getting into it. You can't change it all of a sudden. And I really like Fletcher Cox. I've interviewed him plenty of times, and he has been great to me and a lot of fun and all that stuff. But, man, when it comes to this particular defensive scheme, whatever it is he's being asked to do or what everybody else is being asked to do, how it affects him, I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong. All I'm doing is putting a highlighter over the fact he hates what's going on in this defense. At the end of that story, so the hell what? Man up, play. Man up, do everything in your power to be the best possible defensive tackle that the Eagles are paying a huge chunk of change to. Be that guy. Don't be the guy that's like, well, can't do anything because everything else sucks. Like, can't be that guy. No one will root for that guy. Nobody likes that guy. Don't be that guy. So we'll let you hear from Fletcher Cox coming up in just a minute. Then we'll let you hear from our friend Hollis Thomas. Sorry. Disco Tank. Disco Tank will join the show. Here's what else we got. Lane Johnson has still not shown up to camp. There was a report earlier from our friend John Clark that he'd be there. He's not there. Now he might miss this week coming up against the Carolina Panthers. That's not fun. That's not good. The offensive line played well in their one game together, the way that they were together, all 3 of the non-starters together starting. So we'll see how long that lasts. Hopefully not very long. Hopefully Lane Johnson does come back sooner rather than later. I'd love to see him back. I know we're all crossing our fingers for that, because here's the thing. As well as the offensive line did play, minus the 3 starters that weren't there, and Brandon Brooks no time soon. Lane Johnson, crossing our fingers, and Jordan Mailata was back on the field at right tackle. Limited role yesterday at practice, so that's good. But still not sure whether or not he's going to be able to play come Sunday against Carolina Panthers. But the longer these newer guys play, the more tape they provide other teams. And that's a good thing for 2 reasons. One, okay, they got to figure them out. They're not already figured out, so that's the good part of it. The bad part of it is that they're going to figure them out eventually. And then the rookie has to adjust, like Landon Dickerson. And he's got to bounce back from how the league is going to start to scheme against him and try to get past him to get into the backfield. So the more tape that they put down, the more likelihood that these other teams figure, all right, well, this is how we can make sure we get penetration in this part of the line of scrimmage, because now we figured out this rookie. Or we figured out this guy that we don't see that much, Jack Driscoll, for instance. So the more you see it, the more you start to learn these people and you learn their weaknesses, and hopefully that doesn't happen sooner rather than later. But hopefully what does happen is Lane Johnson does come back, and we get to enjoy him playing. The baseball playoffs are going on. I just wanted to say this about the baseball playoffs. So the Dodgers won yesterday, and really the only thing I was looking forward to in the playoffs was the Yankees getting bounced out, and that happened, and the Dodgers getting bounced out. That, unfortunately, didn't happen. Dodgers are in. They survived and advanced the 1-game wild card playoff. And I did enjoy all the people posting last night on social media about how just messed up baseball's postseason is. And you're not wrong. I'll just say that. You're not wrong. I found it really funny that the who was it? The Dodgers with the second best team in baseball? Yeah. Second best team in baseball with like 105 wins, or whatever the hell it was, 106 wins. And they were a wild card team, simply because the San Francisco Giants finished with 1 more win than they did, and they get the obvious bye, if you will, through the wild card round. Just one of the many things messed up about Major League Baseball. So anyway, I get to celebrate the Yankees are no longer in it, but I don't get to celebrate the Dodgers are no longer in it. But them's the breaks. Epic game last night. 1-1 game, 9th inning, I believe it was, and they got themselves a walk-off win for the Dodgers. So that happened. Without further ado, before we get to our good friend Hollis Thomas, I do want to get to some of the stuff that Fletcher Cox said, just so you guys can hear it yourself and make your own judgment for it. And here's what you got. Fletcher Cox yesterday was asked about the scheme and whether or not learning a different scheme can be difficult for a veteran player like himself, and here's how he handled that question. There's a couple of questions in here, but here's the way it played out.
Yeah, sure. I mean, from a scheme-wise, some things are different. Obviously, last year we was able to kind of run off the ball a little bit, more than what we're doing now. We play with, different styles of defense, two different coordinators. So, I mean, now you see me sometimes in a 4-eye. So that's a big difference for me.
How do you think you're playing so far this year?
I mean, I could be better. I know I can be better. So, I mean, that's the problem that I got to fix and embrace whatever that we're doing and make the best of it.
There's been a lot of talk about your production, or I guess lack of production so far. Are you concerned about that at all?
Nah, I ain't concerned about it. I think the biggest production right here is we're 1-3, and we got to do something about it.
Now that I'll agree with. Yes, do something about 1-3. Don't worry about yourself. So that's good. He's got his attitude right there. Like that was one of the first questions. Those are from the first lines of questions in the press conference. So I got kind of perked up a little bit. I went like, am I sensing a bit of a tude? And not like a bad attitude where he hates everyone and everything sucks, but just kind of like there's definitely a resentment to everything that he's being asked. And I get it. I wouldn't want to just sit up there and talk about mistakes I've made. Like, that sucks. Like, no, that's not fun. And even in that moment, the money goes out the window. Like, you're not thinking, hey, I'm still going to be chipper during this press conference where everyone's asking me why my numbers suck because I'm making, whatever, 15 million just for sitting here, whatever. That wouldn't be passing through my mind. What would be passing through my mind is this over yet? So anyway, it starts to come out a little bit more. And I believe this was Tim McManus of ESPN who asked the question of Fletcher Cox asking about whether or not he was frustrated, or maybe it was Martin Frank, asking whether or not he gets frustrated at the fact that his numbers aren't where they should be.
Man, you can't get frustrated about it. you can't get frustrated about this game, because, frustration causes tension between coaches and players. You just got to accept the fact that we as a defense just got to go. It's going to be some growing pains. We just got to get better, nobody's going to just jibber jabber behind JG's back. We all got his back, and whatever defense is called on Sunday or today in practice, we got to go out and execute it at the highest level.
First thing, phenomenal use of jibber jabber. I always love jibber jabber. It's awesome. But number two, so is there reason for you to jibber jabber behind Jonathan Gannon's back? Is there something that you would be frustrated over? Something you'd be upset about? Oh, you can't get frustrated because then that would lead to dissension, essentially. But there's definitely some cause for frustration. There's definitely things that people are talking about. There's definitely things you're at least thinking. And if that doesn't tip you off to it, that answer to that question, how about this one where he's asked about the tape? Are you watching the same tape I'm watching?
A double team more or something like that. So can you just help us understand what
you're watching the same tape I'm watching, right? I think things are different. Got some different players and a different scheme, so that is what it is.
Can you help explain it, though, just so we have an understanding of it?
Sometimes I'm playing a three technique. Sometimes I'm playing a 4-eye. It's just one of them things where it's just hard to get settled in a game when you're playing so many positions and doing so many things.
When you're watching tape, do you see how you're affecting other players on the line and how they're taking advantage of that?
Yeah. Everybody doing a good job of taking advantage of when especially pass downs when drawing some attention. Guys are taking advantage of it and doing a really good job at it. I think Javon's having a really good year. I'm happy for him.
When it comes to the middle part of that answer, it's hard to get settled in when I'm doing so many different things. You can hear the frustration in his voice. Call me crazy, but I hear it from him. I hear it loud and clear from a veteran, high-paid player, multi-time Pro Bowler on this team, how frustrated he is with Jonathan Gannon's scheme. You can hear it coming through his voice. And you talk about it's hard to get settled in when I'm asking doing so many different things. Jonathan Gannon, where in the hell is that? I don't have a scheme. I coach to what I have. Well, then how about coaching to what Fletcher Cox can do or what Fletcher Cox can be? Now, I have been banging the drum saying he's not getting double teamed nearly as many times as you would think. But as Hollis Thomas will tell us, it's more a matter of him being in the middle of the line of scrimmage, battling every single play, doing different things, getting double teamed here and there, and knowing what's behind you isn't going to back you up. In other words, this scheme overall is not very good. And this is what Fletcher Cox is probably thinking. The scheme overall is not very good, so then I don't have to be very good. Because no matter what I do, I can get a sack almost every play, and we're still going to allow those huge plays to the offense eventually in this game. I could, beat I could beat a one-on-one. I could beat a two-on-one, and when I get double teamed, and it ain't going to matter because we're still going to lose this game because his defense sucks. Like, that's kind of the vibe I got. And then talking to Hollis yesterday, got even more of that vibe. So let's start to Hollis. Throw it to him in just a second. But right now, I want to tell you about my good friend Steven Singer of Steven Singer Jewelers, ladies and gentlemen. Steven's amazing. Hit him up the other corner of 8th and Walnut or IHateStevenSinger.com. Steven always has fast and free shipping at IHateStevenSinger.com. If you're looking to get engaged, well, then see the man who always likes to say he's in the love business. And he's been in the love business for over 40 years in the city of brotherly love. And he's done some incredible things, hung out with some huge names in the entertainment industry. And you know why? Because they trust him just like I trust him when it comes to his amazing, beautiful jewelry. Diamond engagement rings, tennis bracelets, necklaces, earrings, everything at Steven Singer Jewelers, the other corner of 8th and Walnut. The man I trust with my wife's engagement ring, our wedding bands. I've sent plenty of friends and family there over the years, and they all come back telling me the same thing. You ain't kidding. That Steven Singer's amazing. And he is for so many reasons. One, he treats his customers like family. He understands that he's in the love business, and he wants to make you feel loved as well. And there's no pressure. So you don't have to go in there worrying about haggling and negotiating. No. Go to another place, and another place will say, I hate Steven Singer. You know why they say that? Because Steven doesn't put on the big old show when it comes to the markdowns and the markups and all that stuff. He's not going to mark something up just so when you sit down, you feel like you're getting a deal. And he's like, I'll throw out $500. No. The price is the price. You're good to go. You walk in, sit down, look at it. You're going to love it. And you don't have to worry about negotiating. It's a great pressure-free, haggle-free environment you don't have to be concerned about. You also have to worry about making a sale. You know why? Because every time you do a sale, discount, promo code, or whatever, you should have been here yesterday. No. The deal's every day at Steven Singer Jewelers, the man in the love business for over 40 years in Philadelphia. So do what I do. Trust Steven Singer of Steven Singer Jewelers. IHateStevenSinger.com. Always fast and free shipping at IHateStevenSinger.com. We're going to talk to another man that I'm just a huge fan of. And ladies and gentlemen, when you see Tank, you're not going to believe it. And you know why? Because you're not going to be looking at Tank. You're going to be looking at another guy. You're going to be looking at a guy named Disco Tank. And for those that simply follow the show through the podcast, first off, thank you. Second, I will just describe this to you. Hollis will be wearing American flag. I don't even know how to call it this. What to call it. American flag, like shaded sunglasses, not like tinted, but like they look like shades, like blinds almost for a window. They got the American flag painted on them. And then he's in a dark room and there's like disco lights going around. So if you're a pod person, go ahead and turn on the show on YouTube and you subscribe as well at around the 20-minute mark. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. Without further ado, joining us on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line, Hollis Tank Thomas, ladies and gentlemen. And joining us right now on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line, as promised, finally, my good friend, damn Skippy himself, Mr. Hollis Tank Thomas. What's up, Tank?
Chilling, man. How you feeling? I'm giving you the full effect here of Disco Tank. A lot of people know me from Green Legion Radio.
All right.
Well, yeah. When you're doing what we do, I've come to respect you guys way more than you know because you have to come up with stuff to talk about, especially when your team's getting their rump kicked, or when the coach doesn't know how to call a run play, or when they keep putting Big Puddin' in there, and he gets 8 penalties, only six were accepted. And then your other tackle, who's got personal issues, which I think he got popped. And then your defense coordinator comes on and is talking to himself.
Yeah.
Instead of talking to the players.
Go figure.
So I'm sure you have a lot of questions. And I hope that Disco Tank can be of some service.
Yeah.
And some entertainment.
Yeah, it was entertainment galore. Let me. So, is Disco Tank something you do while you're doing Green Legion Radio? Is that what you're doing?
Well, yeah. Well, I got on my Green Legion shirt, but I also have on my Eagles medallion, and I have on my American because Philly, we're American. We are the American team. Yes, American started Philly. So I actually, Mike Diaz started calling me Disco Tank. Everybody on the show started calling me Disco Tank because to soothe me, I know I've been going through the concussions, blah, blah, blah. I don't like to mention all that stuff, but the lights, if you look at hold on, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to see if I can turn my camera around. Actually, see my ceiling?
Yes, I see your ceiling.
You see all of the lights?
Yes.
You see my fish tank over there? I got some new fish. I've got Dory. But all of that soothes me, and it soothes me, and it actually helps me sleep.
Oh wow! Look at that. Okay. Well, hey man, whatever you do, whatever helps, whatever helps.
So when I'm on the show, to keep from clicking on the people who I think don't know what the hell they're talking about, I turn it to Disco Tank and just kind of tune out with the bad and try to keep the good, which is only nothing.
You're nothing but good vibes. You're nothing but good vibes, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I just want to say, fine listener to the program, fine viewer of the program, I have never wanted to just hit record the second somebody jumped on the line with me, more so than when Tank jumped on the line, because this was just happening, and he was setting it up, but the lights were going and everything. That was, we're leaving it like this. That's what we're gonna do. If this is what helps you, this is what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna take all the helpful information that you're about to present. and we're going to show it to the Eagles and say, listen to my man, Disco Tank. This is the only resource you need for information.
Yes.
You know what? Tank, I could actually see Nick Sirianni. I like to call him Skippy Nicky.
Oh God.
he's got a short fuse.
He's got a short fuse.
He's got a short fuse.
He's got a short fuse, and if the puppetry that we've grown to know is going on, I'm waiting on it to explode.
Okay, no, wait a minute. Do you honestly think he has a short fuse, or do you think he's like one of those guys that, like, for lack of a better term, you kind of like push around for a little bit, and then one day they just snap and lose their minds?
Well, I think he's. I don't think he's one of those guys you get to push around. But okay. I think he's kind of biting what he believes in right now, because I've seen him call plays before, and it's never been anything like this.
How do you mean? How do you mean?
I've seen. It's like, okay, so I think they're kind of forcing him to play a few people just because of where they drafted. If you notice, Kenneth Gainwell is getting more than Miles Sanders, because Miles Sanders doesn't seem to want to do what the hell the other coaches are telling him, hit the ball up in there. Yes, he's a home run hitter, but you're in the NFL. Every play is not going to be a damn home run. Get the first down and come on. Come on. Who ran 6 yards into the end zone? Now, giving that to another unmentionable person, he would have got tackled trying to juke and dance. Hit the hole. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they're making him play him, and they're making him play Jalen Reagor just because they're first-round picks. It's kind of like, it's one of those things where it reminded me of Andy's first year, where we were weeding out the naysayers, weeding out the people who look good on paper and have tremendous talent, but their attitude and their want to win is a me-first attitude, so need to get them the hell out of here. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna have to be guys that you can count on, because I don't know if you can tell the disdain that Piston he had with every time you mention Lane Johnson. So when you look at it and he said it's a personal issue, the only thing personal that I can think of right now is he got popped, and they're testing the B sample, and he has to go before them for an appeal.
You think it's a possible other positive drug test?
Yeah. That's what the only thing that comes up now, because it takes up to this long to get to the B sample to get to the pill. So this will be around the time where he goes to find out, but then they wait a couple of weeks while they go over the appeal, and then they hand down the decision.
Well, how could that not come out? Like that seems like something that would come out.
You know, because he wasn't stupid this time. See, they do all this stuff is normally done behind closed doors.
Okay.
And the only way you guys get whiff of it, if the idiot who's in charge of it, i.e. the player, says something about it. He went last time. You remember he went to Short Stuff, who he got the supplement for.
Jay Glazer.
Yeah, Jay Glazer. He went to Short Stuff, and Short Stuff leaked it.
So I just want to make sure. Do you have inside knowledge of this, or is this just what you're like trying to piece together?
This is what I'm speculating.
Okay.
Only I put it together, and I'm speculating it mainly because that's what you're paid to do, aren't you? You're paid to speculate.
Yeah, exactly.
But in complete observation, watching how the coach that doesn't say it's a personal issue. That's all I'll say. He'll be back when he gets done what he's doing, and then but the disdain on his face, meaning you let us down.
Gotcha.
And you let us down bad in the worst way. Hopefully you can rectify this so we don't have to worry about this.
All right.
But you already let me know that you're a person that I can't really count on.
Okay, so I will take this tape of you saying that, send it to Nick Sirianni so that he knows what's going on if he doesn't already.
Nick knows what's going on, but he can't say anything. He can't.
Okay.
See, he said like when he says it's something personal, he knows what it is. He just can't. Because you come to your coach and you tell your coach, they give you the leeway to work it out. Because I've been suspended before, and it's the whole ordeal is a crock of crap. It's just a waste of time and energy. Because no matter what they say, no matter what you say, or how you disprove what they're saying, is they still going to say it's your fault.
Right. Have you ever tried to pull Lyle Collins and try to bribe the drug tester?
Nope. And every time I think that somebody's not going to be, I've heard some of the stupidest stuff known to man. Somebody says, "Hold my beer." Lionel Collins said, "Hold my beer," because that's it. Throughout the annals of time in NFL history, it may have happened way back in the days before we had social media or before anything. But it like now, I wouldn't try that on my life. They pay the guys. Okay, so why would I risk my well-being just for a couple of $100,000? Then I don't have a job anymore, and my integrity is gone. Everybody says like everybody's for sale. No, I'm not for sale like that.
Right. Gotcha. So, hey, I have to ask you this again, though, because it's probably the most pressing thing right now. And I love that I'm not just asking Hollis Thomas. I am asking Disco Tank.
Yes.
Disco Tank. Wait, hold on. It is Disco Tank, right?
Yeah, Disco Tank. Yeah.
Yeah, not like Disco Tech, like I'm in Europe or something.
No, Disco Tank.
Cool. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Fletcher Cox, what's the deal? Is he double teamed all the time? What do you see? What's going on with Fletcher Cox? And could you play better than Fletcher Cox right now?
I could play better than him, but not now. But he's sticking up the joint big time.
Okay.
Hargroves is showing improving while they brought him here, and then Fletcher Cox he's shrinking up. And I don't know if he doesn't want to play for Nick Sirianni, or he thinks he's in another defense worth of junk. Because at a certain time, as you get older and you start learning this game, you know when the defense is crap. And I think he's starting to see that the defense that they're putting him in is crap.
Wow.
It's like you got to remember Hargroves is a young buck. It's like you got to remember what Fletcher's been through, which is not an excuse.
Right.
I think he's just trying to get the hell out of here now because he's tired of the crap. It's like because just look at every time. Look at the crap that he was in with Billy Davis' eyes. Remember that? Go all the way back there.
Yeah, man. Of course, with our friend Josh Innes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Then you go up there, then you have Schwartzy, which was cool, but it was still him getting double teamed like all day long.
Right.
When are we gonna have a defense with some tactical fortitude to put a middle linebacker in there? Our linebackers look like Pop Warner linebackers standing back there. They look like a complete total pile of steamy crap. and I'm using that. I'm trying not to curse on your show, sir.
Whatever.
But it's like when you look at what the Dallas Cowboys did to us.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys they double teamed both our big guys, and I'm sitting there looking. Put it this way, it was like looking at TV. And if you pause the game, and the linebackers looking at you. For what? You're supposed to hit that gap and get some backfield bull-loving. Right. Backfield bull-loving, that's when you hit the running back in the backfield and destroy him and make the crowd go ooh and ah.
When you say it, I think it means something else. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, you get that euphoric sense when you do backfield bull-loving. So it's like what are you doing? You stand in quicksand. It's like the last linebacker we had here was Trotter. And Trotter knew if I got double teamed, I better hear the damn crowd cheering. And I knew if Trotter got touched by an offensive lineman, that he better hear the crowd cheering, because that means I've slipped the gap, I've defeated the double team, and I let one of them go so that I can make the play. They do not have that continuity here. They do not have that style of linebackers here. We have a bunch of journeymen, but this may be their last damn journey because they stick it up the joint.
Let me, you brought up the one-on-one stuff and the double teams and all that stuff. Take a look at this. I was showing this yesterday to my audience. You see this freeze frame right here? That's Fletcher Cox pretty much in the middle of your screen right there. One-on-one with a guy named Trey. Trey is his name, believe it or not.
He's a rookie, isn't he?
Yeah. Rookie, sixth-round pick.
This John Trey, isn't it?
No, this is Trey Smith, I believe is his name.
Okay,
trying to remember.
Trey Smith is the sixth-round. He's a sixth-round pick.
Sixth-round pick, and Fletcher Cox is getting owned. But here's another one right here. This is just when the play started up. One-on-one. You see it's one-on-one, not double team. Here's another one still tied up as Patrick Mahomes is slipping outside there. You see that?
Yep, and see who's chasing him? Hargrove, because he's driven two of them into the backfield.
Javon Hargrave is having himself a season.
Five sacks already.
Yeah.
He's dominating up front, even when they try to double team him. And I think this is going to be either this is going to be Fletcher Cox's last year here, or either the defense is going to have to come on, because I think he's at the point where he's getting sick and tired of them putting makeshift people in front of him that are all close to the same age as him, and they're putting people in front of him who don't know what the hell they're talking about defensively.
All right, let me just try to paraphrase real quick. So your vibe on this whole situation with Fletcher Cox is that he finds himself not motivated because he knows the defensive scheme sucks. So his feeling is, what the hell am I going to do about this? I can't solve all these problems.
His feeling is, I'm tired. His feeling is, okay, I'm tired of trying to push through crap. It's like you need to give. It's kind of like when you have DBs. You don't play man to man all the time because they'll be tired. You play some zone and stuff, and you play some things, and you trick the opposing team. We run so many four man rush things. We don't. When have you ever seen us run a blitz? When have you ever seen any one of the defensive tackles get less than a double team? Other than what you just showed me right there, I guarantee you that center went to him first. And I guarantee you, whatever you think that you get in the backfield, that center is coming to tee off to hit you on the side of the head. How many times do you, as a defensive tackle, how many times do you want me to take that? He's been taking that crap the entire time. When have we sent the blitz since JJ been gone? Since Jim Johnson been gone? Right. When have we blitzed effectively to get some single teams?
Right.
It's like when was the last time you see somebody running free to the quarterback?
I saw
because we tricked the offense, because we dominated them, and they don't know which way to look or who's coming. Yeah. What if we actually dominated defensively?
Yeah.
We just got 83 points put on us in the last 2 damn games, man. That is embarrassing. And then now we got our defense coordinator sitting in front of the media, talking to himself. What the hell is that, man? That's not Eagle football, man. What the hell is that?
Well, that's the problem.
Embarrassing.
Like, I liked your Eagle football. This Eagle football sucks. This isn't good football.
That is embarrassing. And if Jeff and Howie don't see how damn embarrassing that is, especially defensively, and to run the ball 3 times, and you got some of the baddest backs in the land against a team that's kicking your ass, and they're doing what you should be doing, that I don't know which way to look.
How do you even get angry in that lighting? In all seriousness, like, how do you not just stay happy?
I'm just disappointed and upset. I'm not even upset. I'm just disappointed. So I'm disappointed that they're trying to pass this off as a football squad to my Eagle brethren.
So so it's more of a matter of linebackers and scheme than it is Fletcher Cox just not being good anymore.
Yeah, trust me. If he goes somewhere else, he's going to perk up and he's going to be doing some of the same old stuff Fletcher did. You cannot expect somebody to continually take on double team, and then you keep putting these idiots in front of him to tell about something. They're the defense coordinator, and you still have no. It's kind of like when I was playing in college. I played in Northern Illinois. I enjoyed all my time there, but occasionally they sent us on what I would call death missions. They sent us against number 3 ranked Florida. Now we ended up losing 52-38, but we ran the ball down their throat, and I think I had like 9 or 10 tackles. Then we play against who else? So we played against Oklahoma State. We played against Kansas State when they was ranked number 2. Now I say all this to say, it's only one of us on the field was big enough to even be in the game, and that was me. So what do you think that they were going to do to me?
Triple team you.
Yes, it's like, so when you sit, but I only had to do that for 3 years. Now when you sit somebody on the mission like that constantly, week in and week out, his most of his career. If you look at it, we haven't blitzed, or we haven't given him a reprieve of being able to the opposing team not knowing where he's going to be at. Mm-hmm. And it's like he's flourished in it. So now that he's dropping off a little bit, and he's starting to, think about his body a little bit more, because he'll be 30 soon, won't he?
He'll be Fletcher Cox?
Yeah, Fletcher, he'll be 30 or 31 soon, right?
Yeah, I think he's almost 31, yeah.
But I heard it be, yeah. So it's about a time where you start thinking about getting somewhere where you don't have to do this much work. You still be dominant, but you don't have to take on 2 people. Where they're gonna let you flourish. Where you're not gonna have to do what you're doing. You're gonna have some safety, some linebacker. A safety. We need a safety and a linebacker. We have yet to replace Dawkins and Trotter.
Yeah.
We've yet to replace Dawkins and Trotter. We get some decent corners, and we have some decent corners now. Decent, but now they have to worry about the run because our linebackers suck. Everybody was talking about how we played against the Cowboys. Once you run zone so many times, and your linebackers can't stop the run, and you're like they talk about who lead the tackle and lead the team in tackles. Eric Wilson and somebody else led the team in tackles.
Alex Singleton.
Yeah, but they were 7 to 8 yards downfield. Right. What the hell are you talking about? You're not leading anything. You're holding on for dear life.
On that note, what do you make of the whole idea of Jonathan Gannon saying I don't really think of us as a dime team?
What you mean dime team?
He says I don't look at myself and this team as a dime team. Like they won't go dime based on the personnel that they have.
I think he's an idiot because the next time you think he's a complete and utter idiot. That's why we had number 10 with a damn linebacker running behind him on him. That's what's wrong.
Eric Wilson.
That's what's wrong. And if he gets in front of anybody else that says that, somebody needs to walk up to him and slap the hell out of him. You match up personnel. You don't put your people in a bind. And that's now you see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Because we're not a dime team. It's like now you see what Fletcher's talking about? And I was like, when I'm looking at him play, I'm like, he's checking out. He is checking out. That's like this defense coordinator must not know what the hell he's talking about. Uh-huh. He's sticking up the joint. And I hate that he's doing it like this. But my take on it in knowing Fletcher, he's kind of checking out, and it's not something that he's consciously doing. It's just something that happens, and you get just tired of the mess.
All right. Well, okay. Go ahead.
Not saying as a human being in general, your body sometimes your mind tells you things that your mind is saying, I love it here, I love being here, I want to play here. But your body's like, man, you need to get the hell out of here. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah. It's like they got Billy Davis' eyes back up on his feet. We gave him 40 points 2 weeks in a row. It's like we constantly on the field. We give up 12 play drives all the time. It's like you want to go? Should I go on? Should I go on?
No, I got it. Okay. I want to ask this question though. So let's say that you're Javon Hargrave for a second. All right.
Okay.
And you're playing next to Fletcher Cox, and Fletcher Cox is doing that. What are you doing? What are you saying? Are you saying anything to your teammate? Like, what do you do as his teammate? What is Hollis Thomas saying if you're playing today?
If I'm playing today and I see it happening, I'm gonna continue to give my money. because one thing I can't do is I can't put his worry on me. Then we all look like crap. It's like, yeah, this is part of doing your job. But I would try to see what's up with him. Personally, I would just try to see what's up with him, see what's wrong, and try to get him in there having some fun. Because if I get him in there to having some fun, we could be a terror. But even if we're in there and we're a terror, but then something stupid happened. Okay, like case in point, we had when I played with the Saints, a lot of people don't like to remember that. I played with the Saints. We changed one guy on our defense from the year we went to the NFC Championship. We got Jason David. I know you heard me mention Jason David's name a couple of times. Yeah. Because Jason David was a kid who showed up at a New Orleans Hornets game with a Kobe jersey on, rest Kobe's soul. But we're in New Orleans and you're one of the Saints. So the crowd got really quiet. The crowd got really quiet, and one of the fans, that's the New Orleans fans, looked at Jason David and said, "Biggest day." Like it seemed like the entire arena got quiet. Jason David, you suck. Now, I say that to say it was like Will Smith, rest his soul as well. We were Will Smith, the
football player. Okay.
Yeah, the football player. Yeah. So what happened was, this is what I was saying was what Fletcher Cox was thinking. Every time we played a team, they would just look at Jason David and throw a pass over his way. They would catch the pass, and nobody would say anything because he was getting paid. Because they had paid him. They brought him here from the Indianapolis Colts team. Nobody would say anything. So it came to a head. And so they said, well, they was going to fix it and stuff. So they calmed everybody down because he was getting torched. Put it this way: Marc Bulger, Torrey Holt, and Isaac Bruce came in. They were 1-6. They kicked our ass, and we were good. Guess what they did every time? Marc Bulger came out, looked over, found Jason David, hiked the ball, and threw the ball to his man. So after that, they said they were going to fix it. We're in the game against Jacksonville. We're throttling Jacksonville. I don't know if you remember the receiver Reggie Williams.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, he caught one touchdown. Guess who it was against? and guess what the down and distance was? Guess what the down and distance was? It was 3rd and 20, and he blew by him. He was looking in the backfield. What the hell are you looking in the backfield for? and so I say this and say, when we came off the field, Will Smith went up to the coach. He's like, "Hey man, y'all need to get that out of here."
Okay. You know, we had Gary Cobb on the show yesterday, and he said basically
Cobb is my guy.
he's great. I love G Cobb. And he basically said the big problem with Fletcher Cox is a lack of motivation right now. Like, how do you motivate a guy that's already paid and disinterested in the defensive scheme?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Right. Yeah.
It's like we became disinterested in the scheme because we would be back there like this was the year I had like 4 or 5 sacks. So I had 3 horses around me that was getting back there, and I was just cleaning up. But then when you just added Jason David, and we get back there and the ball is gone before we get into 2 seconds of rush, you become disinterested. You be like, okay, this sucks.
Wow. I hate Jason David now.
Yeah, but then think of this though. The disinterest part is you've been doing this to him since Billy Davis' eyes. And he had one time where he had one swing at Hope, and he got with Swartzy. And we end up winning the title. So then if you win the title, he's got money, but then you bring some trash in there. You bring this in there.
You know what? I got to tell you, I had this epiphany today, Hollis. I got to tell you this. The Eagles won that Super Bowl, and it's no secret that when they won that Super Bowl, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman looked at each other and they said, "See, we know what we're doing. We're great," which is exactly what great teams don't do.
Well, exactly. But
if you
truly look at that, sir, it was because of Frank Reich's play calling. It was because our defense played with their hair on fire. It was because we caught Nick Foles, who they should have kept here to keep Carson Wentz in check. We had a good quarterback. I'm not calling Carson great. He was a good quarterback that was on his way to greatness that let his ego get into the way of that AO1 crap, all of that. And all, the way you treat people is going to start to resonate when it gets not so much when it gets publicized, when they get tired of your crap. And then the fact that you ran a guy out of here who was that was a great 1-2 combination. That's like if you don't keep it and you think it's you, it's not you. You've been had the team for 20, 30 years. The hell you mean it's you? No, you got not only did you catch Layden in the bottom, you got some guys who you should have kept together for another year or so, and you should have just tried to re-implement what you just did. Don't think it was you, because you have been drafting linebackers since way back since Quentin Caver, since Barry Garner.
Wow. Well, that's just it. But great teams win it. Yeah, great teams win a championship, and they say to themselves, "How do I still improve?" And the Eagles said, "No, we're good. This validates everything."
Dude, when they told me why they drafted Milton, they said, "You know why they drafted Milton?
Milton Williams?
Yeah.
Why?
You know why they drafted him? Because he has the same measurements and times and stuff as Aaron Donald. He's not no damn Aaron Donald. He's the same height, same weight, same 40.
Wow.
Same amount of bench press, same vertical, same cone drill, same everything except for the other stuff.
That's insane. That's insane.
It's big time insane. And I think until they start valuing the linebacker and safety position on the field, because those are the quarterbacks of your defense. And until you get somebody there with a set, we're going to continually be talking about defensive linemen tired of holding people up for people that don't appreciate it. And I say that to mean you got some BS linebackers back there. I mean, I understand that they're people too and they have feelings, but damn it, I got feelings too.
No, yeah, I know. I hear you.
I got feelings that you should be on the sideline somewhere. Get somebody for it that wants to play back there.
All right. Now, before I let you go there, the Disco Tank, your social media is just coming under rave reviews from my audience. They just love you on our one lady, April. She loves you. Our friend April in our comments, she loves your social media. So I wanted to have some fun with you. If you could just help us review and understand the brilliance that is your social media. So I took a couple of my favorite ones that were a little family appropriate, and I clipped them. This one right here. When you don't let the pizza rolls cool off. That's a good one. Don't you? We've all been there, right?
Yeah, you. Well, I got that one because I was going through a bunch of memes one time, and initially when I saw it, I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" And then when I read the caption, I was cracking up because I was making some pizza rolls. I had just done that.
All right. Here's the next one. This is one of my personal favorites as well. Science.
Oh, yeah.
The human body needs 8 hours of sleep to function properly. Me on 3 hours of sleep. We ride at dawn, bitches. Like that. That is a great one, and I hope I'm delivering it properly in terms of the way it's supposed to be read. Is that it?
Yes, you did. But they have to know that the meme had Big Bird on it. And the funny part about when I first read it, I just thought about all the times when you were in college and you go to or went out to the pros, functioning on 3 to 4 hours of sleep and going to practice and actually stand awake in meetings.
That's perfect. Yes, it's Big Bird being drawn by a horse and carriage. Basically.
Yes.
All right, and then this one is one of the best things I've ever seen on the internet. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The perfect job doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
Sex Bacon Company. What?
Yes. What? You have to find the one where I posted. It said, "They say in your dream, what's your fantasy job?" In my fantasy job, I'm not working. In my dream, I'm not working.
Hollis,
who works in their fantasy?
Nobody. What the hell? Hollis, I freaking love you, man. Thanks so much, brother.
I saw a picture of you and your little girl. I hope you're enjoying the daddy experience. I want to let you know that my daughter, Hadia, she's 23. She just got picked up by a professional Armenian basketball team. She signed a 2-year deal just the other day. So I'll be heading over to Armenia probably after the season because she'll have like 2 or 3 games left. So I'm going to go over there and check her out. But I'll be checking. Yeah.
Is it going to be a Green Legion trip? Is it going to be you, Quimby, and like 50 other people?
Quimby will probably want to go. And if we could get it together, I'd love to do it. But I just want to go over because I've been showing her. Since she's been throughout her college years, I've been having her coming up here working out and working with the basketball guy on her shot and stuff because she was pretty much just a defensive and rebounding guru. But then now she got her shot to working for her, and she hustles and stuff. And she went to a couple of combines. And but it was like right before the pandemic. She couldn't graduate. She graduated, but she did graduate because it was during the pandemic. But then all the stuff that they normally do for the overseas teams was kind of put on hold. And it's starting to come to fruition now, so I'm extremely happy for my little homie. I love her.
That's so awesome, man! Congratulations!
And happy birthday to my youngest. Haley just turned 14. The Evil Dead game that the Resident Evil game in which you're seeking, young lady, is not out yet. So I got you the other one.
I love that you're talking to them like they watch me. I love.
Well, I'll send them the link. And
there you
watch
go.
It.
Yeah, they'll watch Dad.
We're the coolest.
By the way, I haven't told you yet. You haven't heard. We are expecting our second. We're expecting a man to be born in January. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
It should be Farzetta Jr.
It will not be Marc Farzetta Jr. No, it will. It will be. I already promised Trey. It'll be Trey William Thomas, Tank Thomas Farzetta. That was both Thomases.
I was thinking something smooth like Aloysius.
Maybe Geppetto. I'll go Geppetto. Nice.
I think Aloysius would endear him to the brothers.
Hollis, Tank Thomas, the Disco Tank himself. Catch him on Green Legion Radio. Follow him on the greatest Instagram account ever created. Hollis, thanks so much, man. What else you got going? The Gambler, right? Fox Sports Gambler?
Fox Sports The Gambler. I'm a radio host for Fox Sports The Gambler. We're live on each and every Thursday, 7 to 8 o'clock. And we have a pregame show, so the hour before, to a couple hours before each Eagles game, no matter home or away, we're on Fox Sports The Gambler live. Normally it's at Xfinity Live on home games and on away games. It depends on where the Green Legion tailgate is. But we have a live show and then each and every time. And we're going with players. We're going with alumni players. Actually, this week coming up, we have Sean Bradley on Thursday. At the pregame show, we have William Fuller down in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we've already had Carlos Emmons and Lito Shepherd on. We had them on in Atlanta. So
nice.
We reached back and grabbing some of the alumni. We had J-Jack on, Jamal Jackson last week, and we had Gary Cobb on. So, And we got Irv Fry. Irvin Fry, we had him on. Irvin Fry's got it. Irvin Fry's got a podcast. He had like Andre Reed and all the good old school Hall of Famers on. I'm like, damn. I was like, wow.
There you go.
But he played with New England and Miami. So and he's one of those elite guys.
I remember the Eagles gave him a motorcycle when he retired, and then I think he gave it back when he went to play with the Redskins or the Washington football team.
Well, they forced him into retirement, right?
I did not know that.
Yes, that's it. He didn't want to retire. Have you seen? He's a physical specimen.
He is I have seen him. Yeah,
right, and he's still in great shape now. Like he's just a physical specimen, and it's like he didn't want to retire, but he's like they were just like they forced him to retire, and then Gruden wasn't coming back. And so he just went on, but then he just kept working out. And then when somebody needed him, he went down there.
Wow. Look at that.
And he gave him the motorcycle back. He offered to give it back to him.
But he didn't actually give it back to him?
I don't know if they took it back. I don't think they accepted it.
They better not. Jeez.
I think so.
Yeah. Hollis, you're the man. Congratulations. Congratulations to your oldest on making it over there in Armenia. That's really awesome, man. Seriously, that's great.
Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. And congratulations on the new little homie.
Thank you, brother.
Got to get up to disco lights and the eagle chain.
That'll be the first thing we buy. Forget it. Yeah, absolutely. First thing we buy. My man.
Right.
Hollis Thomas, Green Legion Radio. Make sure you check him out. He's the absolute man. You know him. We love him. Tank, thanks so much, brother.
All right, no problem, man. See you later.
All right, see you, buddy.
Right.
Hollis Thomas joining us on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. Right there. Well, that was a good sip for the podcast people. I love that, man. Next time, I promise you this, I am simply going to just hit record. From the moment I send Hollis the link to join the show, I'm just going to hit record. And whatever state he's in, we're just going to keep rolling, babe. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep rolling because even before he turned off the lights and turned on the disco tank light, he's just like Hollis lives his life currently in a state of being a wildly nice guy, insanely just a nice human being, right? And then on top of it is like whatever's fun. Like he is down for fun. Like that's and a lot of other things. But all those encompass around fun. I want to live in a world where it's like Tank is the master of the universe. Like that's the world I think we should all live in because we all just live in a state of I've lived my dream of playing in the NFL, or I've lived my dream, whatever your dream is, and now I'm just going to be awesome. I'm just going to walk around spreading awesomeness. I'm going to stand in front of a line with a great big bowl of awesomeness and just spread out the awesomeness. That's what's going to happen. And how about his daughter? His daughter playing over in Armenia. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty great. More on Armenia in our morning rush segment. Oh yeah, I got something on Armenia. How about that? Anyway, thanks to Hollis for joining us on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. Great catching up with him. And how about those piping hot takes? Now we've got two guests in a row, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Cobb, Hollis Thomas, are telling us it's basically a matter of motivation for Fletcher Cox. Not that he's past his prime, not that he's going to be 31 in December, not that he's facing all the double teams in the world. It's a matter of motivation, and he's not motivated because he thinks the defense sucks. And to relate it to the average Joe, and it's almost impossible because the money, right? We don't know what the hell that money is. Jeez, look at that. Look at those paychecks. But I will say this. Here's where I think you can relate it to the average person. Like nobody, regardless of money, wants to be, and the money actually hurts in this scenario because making more money later would actually make you more motivated, but he's already made his money. He's getting his money. So if you're in the workplace and you're in an office and the boss is just making the wrong calls and, you guys aren't moving units, whatever you do, I don't know. And you're like, why the hell am I going to put forth max effort when I know this whole thing's going to fail anyway? Like, that's the way Fletcher Cox is thinking. And he can afford to think that way because he already made his money. If you're in the office, you're a low man on the totem pole, you're looking at a guy like Fletcher Cox, you go, come on, man. I haven't made my money yet. We win a lot of games. It makes me look good at being on a winning team. Let's go. But then he's just looking at it, Fletcher Cox, like, I just want to go hunting, basically. That's it. Just want to go hunting. Everything else around me sucks. There we go. The one thing I do believe that he said is, he's happy Javon Hargrave's having one heck of a Hargrave is having one heck of a year, and he is. He's second. He's tied for second in the league in sacks with 5. That's pretty incredible. That's the only thing I really believe. Everything else, I just think he's a frustrated guy. Right now, he's a very frustrated guy looking at this whole situation, going, "This scheme sucks. I don't know what the hell I can do to try to improve this." Well, here's what you can do: be the player that earned that money. There we go. Maybe that's what you should do. So thanks to Hollis again for jumping on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line and breaking it all down for us. Speaking of Rothman Orthopaedics, how about these wonderful people? Rothman Orthopaedics. When you have orthopedic issues, you need a physician who eats, sleeps, and breathes orthopedics. You need an exceptionally specialized Rothman Orthopaedics physician. They not only specialize in orthopedics, but each of their physicians only focuses in on one area of the body, which means you can have the confidence to get past the pain and be what you were. Visit them in one of their 30-plus locations in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, including 4 orthopedic-only urgent cares. Learn more at RothmanOrtho.com. That's RothmanOrtho.com. And one last thing on the Rothman Orthopaedics guest line. That interview was like a half hour, right? In my brain, I still think in radio. I'll say this. I don't think I ever thought in terms of TV. Like, TV is so abrupt, brief. You know, it's like it's hard for my scatterbrain, you know, my Family Guy episode of a brain to focus, right? So that was always tough for me in TV. But radio, like, there's always like a 10, 15-minute segment you have with a guest. And when I'm talking to Hollis and I'm looking at the clock, I go, oh, my God, that's 20 minutes already? And then afterwards, I think I should probably edit that down. And I'm like, no, this is the digital media world. This is the podcast world. This is like, people want that content. Like, the digital world, I don't have to think in 10-minute increments, which is nice. So that's why that interview is so long, because he's just that awesome. Let me tell you about BetQL. BetQL's fantastic. If you want the advantage over your sports book, how about using BetQL for their computer models, for their best bet computer models, or for their betting research tools. The only app that you can use and should use to make smart bets. Their best bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports, and they give you the reasoning behind the bet. Their model covers everything from point spreads, over-unders, and player props. And if you don't want to use their model specifically and you prefer to do your own research, BetQL. You know what they have? They got the necessary tools for you to make that betting research, to do that betting research. Everything from sharp data, line movement, team summaries, lineups, and everything, injury, breaking news, everything. The App Store, you can get it in the App Store, the Google Play Store as well. Download the BetQL app. Right now, I used it last night. I did some research on Scherzer, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'm not feeling Scherzer. I think it was 6.5 strikeouts, hit the under. The under, I believe, hit last night. So I used that going into the BetQL and using the BetQL app. How about Steak and Maine and steakandmaine.com? Just amazing, succulent, delicious steak and Maine. Fine dining in the heart of Northeast Maryland. Whether you dine at a more upscale steakhouse, casual bar, and patio, you'll enjoy the highest quality of prime meats, fresh seafood, world-class oyster bar, and freshly prepared sushi. All that and an extensive wine list, including their own Cavada Cellars wines. Open every day for lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch. Steak and Maine in Northeast Maryland voted #1 place for steaks in America by the Travel Channel and the Cooking Channel. Check it out for yourself. Go to steakandmaine.com for more information. How about WinView? I got to show you this stuff from WinView if you want to get in on some of the betting action tonight when it comes to all the stuff going on in Major League Baseball. How about this? You log on to the WinView app. You download the app, log in, and here's what you're presented with. Some options right here when it comes to the baseball games going on tonight, as a matter of fact. And today, Houston, White Sox. You got Astros and White Sox, rather. You got the Rays and the Red Sox. You got some football action going on. And here's what it's even willing to do. It gives you a training session. How about that? Some free training so you can learn to use the WinView app. WinView is the only game where fans can take on other fans. That's right. You can take on other fans and end the debate once and for all. Who's the biggest sports fan? So if you have those friends that think they know everything, challenge them to a WinView contest and see if they can walk the walk as well as they annoyingly talk the talk. You want to break up the monotony of a family dinner? WinView. Use WinView. Want to break up the monotony of just going out with friends another night? WinView. Play during maybe Monday Night Football, maybe Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, whatever it might be. WinView is there for you with some great bets, including Major League Baseball playoffs with some great stuff going on. So make sure you do what I do. Use the WinView app. You can also track games on Sunday using WinView. It's not a sports book. It's not daily fantasy. It's a social gaming app where you can win real money prizes for making predictions on the games you love. So how about that? Use WinView. Also, want to give a shout out to our friends at PHL Sports Nation. PHL Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience. Time for our social media check-in, brought to you by Steak and Maine and steakandmaine.com. Appreciate everyone. The chat was flying all over the place with you beautiful people, with Tank being his crazy self. April, good morning. She was so excited for Tank. Kevin, what's happening? Nice to see you again. Dak, Mally, what's popping, fellas? Dan, what's going on? Inside the Birds checking in. I believe our friend Jeff Mosher will join us tomorrow for tomorrow's show. So I even hit him up after Tank got back to me. I was like, "Hey, brother, I appreciate you being awesome. Maybe I'll hit you up tomorrow." He's like, "Sounds good." So we'll see if we get Moshe on tomorrow. Luigi's saying Tank is the GOAT. Dan is saying, trying to set up a meetup for the chat sometime in the future. Would love to see that happen. Would really love to pull that together. We need April there. So, you know what? April, we'll based on your schedule. You let us know when you're in the Philly area again. We'll make something happen. Simmons makes Sealski look like a saint. Dan, random, but I like your energy. Eric is just laughing. Trey would have the balls. James, what? Dan, I'm not sure what's happening there, but James, not PJ, not producer James. Okay. James Beelman. What's up, James? Good morning. I wouldn't have the balls to push back on Cox. Yeah, that'd be difficult to push back on Fletcher Cox. I agree with what you're saying. And then Dan is saying Trey would have the balls. You're damn right he would have the balls. And he would then say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" James, closest thing to Satan is Sealski. What? By the way, I was doing an event yesterday. I'll show you a picture of it in a minute. But I was doing an event yesterday, and Sealski's name came up. And I, looked around for you guys in the chat. I was like, what? Are they here? Anyway. April, it reminds me of the laser light shows they used to have at Franklin Institute. That's pretty good. That's for Hollis, obviously. Disco Tank, that's how he views his porn. Wouldn't put it past him, honestly. Although I, as a guy who has been there, as he's just reviewed photos left and right of scantily clad or not even clad women, he was in a studio surrounded by people. So that maybe I don't think anything bothers him, to be honest with you. Ken's checking in on the program. What's going on, Ken? Good morning. It is an interesting theory. It's theory, and that's why I wanted to specify that Hollis was speculating that it's a possibility. One of the personal reasons that Lane has is maybe he got popped for a PED again. I look, of all the serious things that a personal matter could be, sure, I'll hope it's that, but that'd be so bad. I'm going to go back to my high school vocab book. That would be a great conflagration. That's right. We just set it on fire. Terrible if that's the case, no doubt. Matt, good morning. How are you? Matt saying I'm actually laughing out loud at Hollis, obviously. Wake and bake. Phil, Mally apparently was enjoying that light show a lot due to performance enhancing, performance more enjoyable drug. Okay, whatever. Good for you. April, jealous. We all are. What kind of strain is Farzy on? Or Farzi's go-to? I wouldn't even know. That's me. Shut up, me. Anyway, humble. I literally almost read my own comment. What a narcissist. Girl, I do enjoy Girl Scout cookies. Who doesn't? Wait, is Girl Scout cookie the name of a strain? Strain, right? Anyway, Tank for president. Phil, he has my vote. I love how he's doing real. Phil says, I love how he's doing real analysis in a damn disco room. Yeah, the disco room is his living room. He also showed me before we started the interview. He showed me his new the fish tank. If you remember from last time, he got some new fish in it because, of course, he did. Farzy in the field at Tank's house. No thanks. Oh my God, that was Fresh Prince. No, that's exactly what I thought, Phil. I thought when he said Will Smith died, I thought he was talking about the Fresh Prince. You know, Will Smith, West Philadelphia, born and raised. Even though that scene was filmed at Fairmount, for those that don't know that. Actually, Spring Garden, technically. But anyway, so yeah, that's all the stuff going on. Jordan hanging in his mouth. No, I don't. Handlebar mustache, Farzy didn't give a damn, just went out and got his. Thank you, Dan. You're damn right. Julian, am I late? I'm late to the chat today. And I feel like I had no chance of understanding what was going on, was going podcast, and then saw Farzy's tweet to get the visual. Yeah, you had to see it. By the way, Julian, was it you? Yeah, I think it was you yesterday that said Gary Cobb was your dad's favorite player. Glad we could get him on for you, man. Basically a fever dream with Tank. Folks, if you're on the podcast, you just got to go. You got to go to go watch the show. Thanks to everyone that checked into the social media check-in, brought to you by Steak and Main at steakandmain.com. Derp. I don't know what's happening. Oh, April, you like the Family Guy brain. Yeah. That's basically how my mind works. Squirrel. Anyway. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Check the social media check-in brought to you by Steak and Main. steakandmain.com. People also saying congratulations on Armenia for Tank's daughter, his oldest. That's pretty awesome. Let's roll into our social media. Let's roll into our Morning Rush segment brought to you by our good friends at Sky Motor Cars and SkyMotorCars.com. Oh, Mally does say it is an amazing strain, whatever. Armenia. There was a theory in my family that we were actually Armenian and not Italian. Try having that go over with my dad. Anyway, my dad took a 23andMe type deal. Turns out he came back 97%, not just Italian, but Southern Italian, which is his parents were from Calabria, which is the foot of the boot for those that don't know. So that, and then the other the 2% Greek and 1% North African, which is like what everybody is. They get like everybody gets 1% North African. But anyway, so that blew out the Armenian rumor in our family. The other thing is it's actually a great underrated movie, Copland. Edie Falco. Before she was, Miss Soprano, she was in the movie Copland, and she says Armenia in the line. Random, stupid, Family Guy brain acting up. Sorry, folks. What else I want to get you? Oh, I wanted to show you this. Yesterday, the great people of True Mark Financial had me out for their annual Kiss a Pig event. Now, True Mark Financial does this thing for teaching financial literacy in school so that kids know the value of $1 and know how to manage money. If you're like me, you grew up in a family with parents that didn't have money growing up, so they just went and kind of put that on mother and I, even though we were fine growing up. Like I never claimed poor. I didn't grow up poor. I don't want to say that. But my parents did. And they made sure that they made sure to make my brother and I think we were poor. And then I got older and I was like, we totally could have afforded that pool, you jerks. Anyway, it was, financial literacy is something that's very important to help kids learn the value of $1, how to manage their money and all that. So they had me out to host the event for the second time. I couldn't host last year, even though they invited me to, because of COVID. They invited me back this year to Kiss a Pig. So ladies and gentlemen, to help raise, Copland was a good movie. You're damn right, Mally. So to help raise awareness of financial literacy, I Kiss the Pig. Check that out. Now, what you do is you put a cracker in your mouth. 2 years ago, it was a Cheerio. I guess a cracker was more social distance. I don't know. And then you feed the pig with a kiss, basically. Now, let me tell you something about staring down a hog like that. That's Rains the pig, by the way. When you're staring down a pig, the last thing you see, because you don't think about it, is how ginormous the pig's, I'll call them fangs, to hell with teeth, fangs are. Yeah. So there's that. What I'll do for charity, folks. What I'll do for charity. So thanks to the people of, the good people of True Mark Financial for having me out yesterday. Had a great time with that. Baseball today, you saw it right there in my awesome win view little clip here. You got the baseball playoffs going on today. You got the White Sox visiting the Astros, and then you got the Red Sox. So it's a couple of Sox today. The Red Sox are now visiting the Rays as well, and all that goes on today. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Appreciate my good friend Hollis Thomas for joining the show. He's a lot of fun. We'll see what comes out of today and talk about it tomorrow, but hopefully we'll be able to give you a fine preview of Eagles Panthers coming up tomorrow with Jeff Mosher from Inside the Birds podcast. My name is Marc Farzetta. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Appreciate you. Jim Hyden produced the program. This is a Buzz Sports and Entertainment production. Have a great rest of your day. And one more time, drink it in. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Take it easy.